Tonight with our continuing coverage of the ongoing crisis in Israel. Secretary of State Antony Blinken visiting the country today, meeting with the president and prime minister. And the Biden administration says the safety of Americans stuck in that country is a top priority. And today, the State Department announced it will start arranging charter flights and other transportation out of Israel.
For the families of the missing, there's an unrelenting agony of not knowing the fate of their loved ones, something that I don't think most of us can truly understand, truly contemplate if you're not in their shoes.
And in a couple of hours, Secretary Blinken will head to Qatar, where Hamas leaders live, and Qatari mediators have been trying to negotiate the release of hostages who have been taken by Hamas, all in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. And as Blinken just said, those living in limbo are facing immeasurable agony, waiting for answers. On the trip, he met with a hostage specialist who's supporting the efforts to free those held captive. CBS correspondent Haley Ott here listens in.
Those who survived Hamas's brutal attack on Israel nearly 1 week ago wish they could turn back time.
I want to go back to Friday. You know, I want to close my eyes and was all a nightmare.
Yifat Zeiler believes 6 of her family members are being held hostage in Gaza.
There's a 9-month baby and a 3-year-old child, and my aunt has Parkinson's disease. I want them back.
Some survivors are finding social media videos showing their loved ones being captured by Hamas.
It was so hard to watch.
21-year-old Gaia Calderon says it's heart-wrenching to see her 12-year-old brother Amit being taken. She's missing 4 other family members too, and says she has no tears left.
I can't cry because I cried so much.
More than 100 people were killed in Golan Abitbol's neighborhood of Kibbutz Be'eri in southern Israel.
A lot of my best friends died.
Those who made it out are holding on to each other for support. Nir Shani's 16-year-old son, Amit, is missing, but he's not giving up.
I'm hopeful he will come back. I'm not willing to consider any other option.
Many are taking refuge in hotels, trying to give the youngest caught up in the conflict a sense of safety during a deadly battle that's only intensifying. Haley Ott, CBS News, Jerusalem.
The Biden administration is still searching for concrete details about the number of hostages and their condition. The White House raised the number of Americans killed in the Hamas attack to 27. 14 remain unaccounted for. In the meantime, volunteers are collecting donations and supplies for the troops who are on the front lines, preparing for a possible ground invasion of Gaza. And it's difficult for many of us to see these graphic and disturbing images that have been coming out of the region. We here at THV11 often go through the footage and make editorial decisions about what we show to you, but so many more images flood social media. And as Michael George reports, teens and young kids are seeing it. He talks with a psychologist on how we as parents can talk with them about the situation.
The disturbing images and videos of the deadly attacks in the Middle East are difficult to view. That's especially true for children and teens who are seeing the coverage all over social media.
When you're talking to your children, to be aware of what they're seeing is very important because they're not reading the same headlines that you're reading. They're seeing raw footage that is really not even okay for adults to see, let alone a child to see.
Dr. Sanam Hafiz is a neuropsychologist in New York City. She says consider a child's age and maturity when starting the conversation.
I think the easiest thing for a parent to do is to say, honey, I know that you're hearing a lot about war and a lot of very terrible things happening. Would you like us to have a conversation about this? Is there something you want to ask me?
Dr. Hafiz says use simple, honest, age-appropriate language. Avoid graphic details or unnecessary information that might be upsetting.
Not only is their sense of safety shaken, but the PTSD, the trauma that they're envisioning that might end up in intrusive thoughts, nightmares, worries about families back here at home, you can change that narrative by reminding them that they're safe. You're not just teaching them about this conflict, you're teaching them how to think in the future.
And everyone needs to take a break from round-the-clock coverage. Turn off electronic devices and do something you enjoy. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And not only thinking about positive thoughts, but also positive actions is a good way to address these difficult situations. You can talk with your child about making the world a better place through volunteering and supporting charities.